Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do what I thought was going to be a top 25. Um, Another top 25. Ended up being a top 30, then it ended up being a top 35, and finally I settled on being Casey Kasem and doing a top 40. And the um, subject matter I'm going to focus on is going to be creature features. Now I'm going to handle this video the same as I do a lot of my other videos. After every part, and there's going to be a lot of parts of this, so guys, kind of, try to hang with me. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to give you some that actually were on the list but didn't make the cut, and at the very last part, where I give you my top 5, I'm going to give you ones that I actually don't own that probably would have made the list. So, here are the rules. I decided not to use vampires or werewolves. Um, Primarily because I wanted to do a separate top 25 on both of those subjects. Now, the last rule is I also decided not to use animals, normal animals, such as like Jaws, The Swarm, um, Piranha, movies like that. I don't really consider those creature features. I consider them more animals run amok. But before we get started, this is part 8, of course. I wanted to give a shout out to a movie I watched the other night in preparing for this, what ended up being a top 40. It's a movie called Wendigo. I've had this in my collection for a long time, but in preparation for this list, this was a first time watch for me, and I really enjoyed it. I really wanted this to make the list because it's a really, really good film. I just don't consider it a creature feature. I consider it more a psychological horror or spiritual horror. It does have a creature in it, but not much. But I do highly recommend this film. It is very good. I know this is part of the Larry Fessenden collection, um, but I just found this at a yard sale years ago and just had never watched it. So, yeah. But without further ado, let's get started. This is going to be a long one. Coming in at number 40, The Being. Now, this was a first time watch for me as well in preparing for this video. I really enjoyed this film. Um, Something about 70s creature features just get me. I don't know what it is about them, but this movie is a lot of fun. And seeing Ruth Buzzy in it, I hadn't seen her in years, so it kind of made me smile. Of course, this also has Martin Landau in it, and it's a lot of fun. I honestly think in watching this more, which I definitely will, it probably will rank higher on my list. So, but for now, it is number 40, just kind of squeaked in. And that is The Being. Number 39, Animal. Now, this is a Chiller feature, Chiller Films, I believe. They used to have a channel on cable. This is a really good film. It surprised me. This also has a reversible cover, which I probably will switch. But I did get this as part of a bundle off of eBay, and really wasn't expecting much, but this really surprised me. I did enjoy this film quite a bit. I got that along with Dark Hall, which is another IFC film. I didn't like that one as much. This may surprise a lot of people. This is number 38. A lot of people are probably going to be surprised that this didn't rank higher on my countdown, and I will explain the reason. This is a foreign film, which is not the reason. This has a lot of CGI, and it's kind of dated now. It's back when CGI wasn't as good as it is now, in my opinion. So that's kind of why it ranks lower. But this is a very, very good film and a lot of fun. I definitely recommend this. I've seen this 2 or 3 times now that it's been in my collection, and I do really enjoy it. definitely a creature film. Coming in at 37, Hypothermia. Now this is an odd one for me. I don't think I have ever heard a good review about this. And it really surprises me because I really enjoy this film. This is also one that has a reversible cover art, um, but I like the art commissioned cover much better. This has Michael Rooker in it, and it is in the snow. And you know, people who do watch my channel, I'm sure you all know by now how I feel about horror movies in the snow. Things that I've heard bad about this film is that it's a man in a rubber suit. And I don't understand that because a lot of the movies that we consider classics now are just men in rubber suits. Why is it okay then and not okay to make one as part of like an homage now? I don't understand that. I think this film gets a lot of unnecessary hate. It's a very good film. Like I said, just my opinion. And that's Hypothermia, coming in at number 37. Coming in at number 36, and last for this part, Blood Runs Cold. Now, if you have been watching my channel, you know this made my top 25 modern day slashers. I absolutely love this film. This film is Norwegian, and this kind of got me ever since the first time I watched it. I love this film. And this is definitely a creature feature, although it's a slasher as well. And you'd have to watch it to understand what I'm talking about. So I really highly urge people to give this one a shot. It's really a good film. So, but that brings us to the end. So now I'm going to give you a few that were actually on my list, but didn't make the cut. Stephen King adaptation of Dreamcatcher. I really do like that film. I think I liked it more the first time I watched it. I remember revisiting it when I bought it on DVD, and I didn't like it as much. I don't know, it just lost something for me. Q, The Winged Serpent. I do love this film. It is very dated, but I do love it. I love the stop motion animation. The thing that gets me about Q, I just don't like Michael Moriarty. I just don't like him. It's just a personal preference. And the last one for this section is Willow Creek. I have mentioned this film a few times. This film is directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. It is a found footage Bigfoot film, and it's a creature feature. That's why it was on the list to be considered. But I really don't like the film. I don't feel that there's a good payoff to it. Yeah, I just not a fan of it. I do own it, just not a fan of it. But interested to know what you guys think. Comment below if you like what you see or hear. Hit that like button and subscribe. But until next time, peace.